Alright guys, so the next part we're looking at is obviously getting the sound working. My sound wasn't working for some reason, ever since the area code. So what you can do is you can open up the engine bay, you can get the kick pan out of here. The shit thing about this is the diagrams don't say what they are. So they just keep it at the information part where you have to look into the manual. So how do you look at a couple of videos and diagrams online for the music? If your music for some reason doesn't work, it's most likely because of obviously the radio. It doesn't work. So the best way to determine if the radio works or not is if it turns on. If it turns on, your radio works, so your amp is fine. The next one, which I had a look at, which I didn't really think much about, was the sub. So apparently if you have a subwoofer and the woofer blows itself, the fuse will go. So in the engine bay, the woofer is number 15. So it's a 15 amp. So obviously what you want to do is double check to see if that is the problem. The thing is, with a Accord Euro, there are 3 fuse boxes. There's one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, and there's obviously the main fuse box, which is here. So I had a look at it. The 15, if you have a look at it and see it side by side, so the 15 stays here. So if we want to flip it upside down and then we want to flip it up, it doesn't tell you on here either. So I'm pretty sure, so the 15 was, what is it? 15's, it's like a 10 amp. So it would be that particular one there. So mine's missing a couple of them. So that's what mine looks like, to give you an idea. So before I did this, obviously the best thing to do is check your driver's side and check your passenger side. So I've gone out and taken the liberty of looking at mine already. So any passenger side will have a kick panel. It'll look like this, right? So I'm just going to give you guys a nice demonstration. Once you get in, passenger side. So in Australia and most regions, European, they're on the passenger side, which is on the left side of the car. If you're obviously from America and Canada and stuff, yours is on the right side. So yours would be here, where ours is here. All you need to do is go underneath here. So this is the glove box. So once you go underneath the glove box, there's a little slit in here where you can put your fingers, and you just gotta push it and it'll come out. Okay. This is the diagram for it as well, just to give you guys an idea. So again, looking at the diagrams online are a huge help for all of this, guys. So I definitely do recommend it. So what I found was, it was number 15. So 15, it says, was a sub as well. I think it was front left sub, or FL sub. I'm assuming that's what it meant. So all I pretty much done was, I had a look at my fuse box inside here. So just to give you guys a nice point of angle of that versus this, okay? So with this one, it would be here, just to give you an idea, which is that one there. And mine only had one here, so it had to be this one. So all I did was I took it out. And to take out a fuse, you can use your fingers, but it is a little bit difficult to do. But if you jump into the engine bay again, inside that little cover of the front fuse box, you find this little tool, okay? Basically, it's an ECU, not an ECU, sorry, a fuse remover. And all you got to do is pretty much open it up, clip it in. Once it sticks in, you just yank it out and it comes out. Do the same reverse as well. So this was the original one that was in there that came out, okay? It looks perfectly fine until it's blown. So the best way, if you don't know what it looks like if it's blown, so to give you guys some reference, if you see in the middle, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, just in the middle there, you see how they're not connected and they're split? That means that this fuse has blown, okay? So this has to have a middle part where it connects together. So it's supposed to be like a little U shape that connects together. And you can see it looks very irregular, and it's not, and it doesn't look right. So that is supposed to be together. So the actual fuse itself is supposed to look like an upside down, it's like an N or a U shape. So if it doesn't look like that, it means that that fuse is blown. Okay, so I've taken the liberty of replacing that already. It's a 20 amp fuse. I've already replaced it with a spare fuse that comes inside the main relay box, which is very, very handy. So I'm just gonna put this back together. I'll show you guys where you guys can find the spare fuse. So a good thing with Honda, obviously they come with some spare fuses, which is very, very handy indeed. So we'll jump back into the car. fuse box. I'll just get that here. So this was obviously the case that it came out of, and you've got heaps of spare fuses in case something does blow, which is extremely handy. So very, very handy to have. And there was a spare 20 just in here, which I've taken out and put in already. So this was found here, and I'll just put this one back. All right, that's where it goes. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly put this one back. So you need to obviously make sure and double check if that or anything else was blown that's connected to the audio and the music. If you find out that it isn't, don't obviously touch it, just leave it alone as it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back into the car, and once I put this on, guys, I will show you, see if it works. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna jump back into my CU2 called Euro TSX. Again, one last thing as well, guys. When I was putting in the fuse that was down there, there was a slight spark, which means obviously there is power running in towards that fuse box. And it seems like nothing was in there. So this is gonna be the moment of truth. I'm gonna turn this on, and we're gonna see if we have some music.
Destined to do what they do. And that's what it is. Now everybody dance.
Yes, a Feel Good Friday. JT feels extra.
There you go, guys. Enjoy.